everyone. Hope everyone is doing well. Just wanted to go over a few questions from the quiz last week. There were 3 questions that I wanted to review. So, first question was true false. It is legal to set artificially high regular prices and then, sorry, there's a typo in the question, and then announce a sale at prices close to previous everyday prices. And so the answer to this is false. It is actually illegal to set those high regular prices and then announce a sale. I think probably, I know that I've probably sworn at like appliance dealers and car lots for doing something like that in the past because I always think that they do, but if they are doing that, that is deceptive pricing. They should not be doing that, and obviously we can't do that in the healthcare setting as well. I know that you think about services like perhaps cosmetic services or LASIK, things that a lot of us would be paying for out of pocket, and so we can't say, okay, well, it's normally $10,000 and which would be artificially high, and hey, today we've got a deal for you. It's only $2,500. So that would be illegal. And it's illegal to do it on a car lot, and it's illegal to do it in the healthcare setting. So in either of those situations, that is inappropriate, and so our answer was false. Next question. Marketers need to focus less on the side of the value network that looks toward the customer, true or false. And this answer was actually true. With regard to value networks, as we're talking about value networks in the past, marketers were focusing on the side of the value network that focused on the customer. That's always been our focus in the healthcare world. But really what we want to begin focusing on, and this is what we read about in our text, we really want to start focusing on the network. We want to try and become a manager of our network. So, starting to really look at the overall network. How can we build connections within that network and really kind of build referral bases, grow, working with other organizations, etc. So there was a story out of New England, I think. I'm thinking it was Tufts. Seems like it was Tufts that there's a story in like a case study in our textbook. So take a look back at that. If that was a question that you had gotten wrong, you might want to take a look back at that particular story, and it might help to clear that up a little bit. So our answer for that question was true. They need to focus less on the customer side and more on building that overall network to increase that value network. Okay, last question, true or false, in healthcare services and products, demand and price are inversely related. And that is generally true in most things. So when you think about say, maybe buying food. So when the price of maybe candy or vegetables or milk goes up, the demand tends to go down. However, in healthcare, that is not necessarily the case. If someone needs an open heart surgery, the fact that it's more expensive does not make that demand go down. So, so when you think about the rising cost, if you look at it, I'll make a little chart. It's going to be pretty small, but you think about rising, hopefully you can actually see this, rising cost, demand diminishing. That's not the way that will work for healthcare, because that cost rises, but that demand still stays constant, because regardless of the cost, people still need those services. So it's not, there's not that inverse relation, demand to price as it exists. In some cases, there are. I'm sure there's probably lots of folks that would love to have cosmetic surgery or LASIK or all those things that we were just talking about, but because of the cost, we don't. But with regard to things that are acute care required services, um, like an open heart surgery, or if I need my appendix out, I need to have those things. It doesn't matter what the cost is. I'm going to, if it's a life or death matter, I'm going to need to have that done regardless of the cost. So that's where that inverse relation between demand and price does not exist as much in healthcare as it does in say, general retail or other settings like that. Okay, so we're in week 7, and so we're almost done. Hard to believe. Make sure that you're continuing to push forward. Remember, week 8 is a short week. We're done on Friday, so I'll talk more about that next week, obviously in our announcements and whatever too. But any questions on anything that we're doing this week, please let me know. And I will look forward to talking to everyone on the discussion boards. Any questions on any of the other quiz questions, please just let me know. Okay, thanks so much.